Hey guys, Charlani here, and thanks so much for tuning in to Charlani TV. In this video, I'm going to show you how I undecorate my house for fall. Autumn and fall are officially over, so it is time to pack everything up and get it nice and organized for next year and get prepped up and ready to decorate for the holidays. So I'm whipping up some liquid lightning, also known as go-go juice, the give me all the life drink, because this is going to be a task and I want to try and knock all of this out in just one evening. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I've already pulled some things over from around the house, and I like to kind of bring everything over to one area. And I'm using our dining room table as kind of like the staging area to bring everything over so that I can see everything in like one fell swoop. It makes packing everything in so much easier when I do it this way. So I've literally I walk around the house and I grab all of the little goodies that are in all the nooks and crannies. I'll grab a plastic bin and grab just some of the things that are smaller. That way I don't have to keep walking back and forth. So I've got one big bin. I fill it up and then I put it over into our dining room, which is where our staging is. It just makes it a lot easier, I think, to do it this way. And if you were with me earlier in the season when I actually did a fall haul video, and then I did it like an overview of what our fall decorations ended up looking like, but all of these things are brand new. I don't often decorate for fall, or it had been years at least that it had been since I decorated with the warmer tones, and I absolutely loved it. So it started out with just some Halloween decorations, and I ended up going to Hobby Lobby and Michael's and Home Goods, and I just found so many amazing decorations that I just went with it. So we ended up decorating for fall like big time. We went hard into fall decorations, and I just absolutely fell in love with the process for sure. I usually am a Christmas decoration person, but I really did get into it this season, and we accumulated a whole lot of things that we didn't have before. So I knew I was going to have to be really strategic in how I was going to place everything into the bins, because I only wanted to use 4 of them. I went into all of the bathrooms and I grabbed the hand soaps and the hand lotions that I had purchased that had like a fall theme, and I just closed them up. These were only out for about a month, so not very much was used, especially these here in our guest bathroom. So I just wiped them down, made sure I closed them really, really well, put them in a plastic bag, and knew that they would be perfect for next season. My fireplace mantle and just around the bottom there, oh my gosh, this was just one of my absolute favorite fall decoration sections of our house for sure. I just absolutely loved the way all of this turned out. I will say that those, if you saw those hay bales that I just put in there, a mess. They were so messy, and in hindsight, I would have brought a baggie over here when I was putting it into this bin, because we ended up with hay all over the bottom of this bin. But that's okay. Lesson learned. We end up later putting those away in an actual baggie, and we stored them in a baggie. So I put in the squash, and we actually had a couple of real pumpkins right here. But note to self, and just FYI, when you put real pumpkins next to a fireplace and it gets warm and hot there, your pumpkins will cook a little bit. We learned that lesson, and we'll definitely think twice about putting actual pumpkins near. But it looked beautiful, so it was absolutely worth it. So I grabbed another bin, and now it was time to take apart the top part of our mantle. And I just started with pulling those pumpkins down. The bigger items, the heavier items, I always put first into the plastic bins. Any of the heavier things should always go down at the bottom. And then I just started pulling apart that swag. So I took the candles down and then I brought down everything just on the floor. It was a lot easier to pull the pieces apart. And I was trying to make sure that when I put these back, that I wasn't like permanently bending them, because I didn't want to have to deal with that next season. So I just ended up going down on the very bottom and I folded that wire over, and then they fit into the bin perfectly. Then I thought that I could just kind of zigzag and crisscross the swag, but it was just too big to put in there. So I ended up just rolling it and it came out perfect. And in fact, when I looked at it after I did that, I love the way it looked. It would have made a really, really nice wreath as well. So now we have everything in one area. I had pulled out our Halloween decorations that I've already stored, brought all of this out, and there were some things that didn't fit in that one bin, so I was gonna make sure that I fit everything into the other bins. And I gave myself a total of 4 bins for the fall decorations, and then I had that one bin for the Halloween stuff. So I just kind of did an overview of everything that I had and came up with a game plan. There's definitely a lot here, but I was feeling pretty confident that I was going to be able to get everything into these 4 bins. So I started with pulling the pillows out of the covers, and that's obviously going to save a lot of space. And now those are ready for the holiday pillow covers that I have. And then I ended up grabbing a bag and putting those hay bales in them. Definitely going to need a bag for that, because those suckers, they just shed everywhere. The bottom of this had that hay all over the place. So just kind of, like I said, came up with a little bit of a game plan and started to put like items in like things. So all of the florals, like the dried floral, things like that, I just stuck in one big bin. And if you go in and you just kind of assess the situation and put like things with like items, and then just kind of go in and pack it in and fill it in, make sure that when you're putting things in, I like to protect and cushion with the other items that I have. That way you don't have to use up a lot of space with padding from like packing paper, tissue paper, things like that. So I just use, like, the soft leaves were around the harder ceramic pumpkins that I had. And then we just kind of go in, and I'm using the socks to kind of protect some of the things that are in this bin. We've got some t-shirts in there that are keeping things from shifting around, because a lot of what damages and ruins your decorations are when there's so much space that there's a lot of movement within the bin itself. In the future, I may decide and choose to pack my bins based on where the items are going to go in like a specific room, but I didn't do that this time because this was all new stuff anyway, so it might go in a different place next year. Who knows? So I grabbed my E6000 and just fixed this little guy right here, because I was pretty sure that I wouldn't find that piece amongst the bins. So I went ahead and fixed it, and then threw it back into the bin, and then it was ready to go. So here everything is. I was really happy with the spacing, and I even have some room in there for extras that I might get next year, or if I find stuff on clearance, we'll just be able to pop them right into these bins. But I'm really, really happy with the amount of space that I took up, and then the space that I have left over for extra things. And like I said before, all of this was new stuff. I just kind of fell in love with decorating for fall. I loved the warmer tones and the cooler weather outside, and this absolutely just brought me a whole lot of joy this season. for sure. So here we have it. All of our bins are ready to be packed away. I still have space up there at the top. So, you know, now is a good time to go in and find stuff for next year because you can get things at like 75 to 90% off in some of the stores. So now is definitely a good time to save some money if you want to have more decorations for next year too. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that this has given you some motivation to put your fall decorations away and bring out all of the Christmas goodies, which is what I am going to do now. So if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and we will see you soon. Have a great day. Bye. What do you think, Kai? Did I do a good job? Did I do a good job? Did we get everything in just 5 bins? We sure did. We sure did.